This is AFR Reviews, from anime to figures and beyond.
This episode is brought to you by Samurai Buyer. Why yes, it's another Figma review. Hey, this is AFR and you're watching another episode of AFR's Figure Reviews. Just in time for Shaft's 40th anniversary and the release of the Kizumonogatari films, in this episode we'll be taking a look at Figma Oshino Shinobu. Originally known as Kizushoto Aserada Orayon Hato and Blado, Shinobu is an all-powerful 500-year-old vampire who lost most of her powers prior to the start of the Monogatari series. Undoubtedly one of my favorite characters from the series, she is charismatic, charming, and simply adorable in her haughtiness. Having studied role language during Japanese linguistics class, it's actually really funny hearing the first-person pronoun washi, the copula ja, and the verb of existence oru in a speech, which is usually reserved for elderly characters or professors in fiction. But I digress. In the end, I just can't get enough of her wit and wisdom. Despite her weakened state, she still packs a punch, literally. Moving on to the subject at hand, since this is the first Figma figure that I've reviewed in a long while, do let me make a quick rant regarding the box design. Simply put, I am not a fan. It's far too utilitarian, boring, and plain. Previously, the Figma boxes were all unique. They were creative and incorporated elements from their respective character series into the design. I would not hesitate to even call some of them works of art. I know that the most likely reason for the change was to make the designs consistent so that consumers would have an easier time recognizing their product. Pretty much why YouTube removed most of the channel customization options. I still think it's silly, unnecessary, and most importantly, unattractive, but hey, what do I know? At least they didn't start removing accessories from the figures in a bid to bait people into buying directly from their online store at full price to increase their profits. Damn it, GSC! Regardless, it's what's on the inside that counts, and with Figma, you can expect quality. To finish off with the box, we have the square window display showing off the figure within, a black stripe that goes all around the box, depicting details like the name, number, and series of the figure. On the sides, we have some shots of Shinobu, and on the back, a collage of pictures of Shinobu in various poses, showing off all the accessories. So let's open this box up and take a look at the figure inside. Starting off with Shinobu herself, the first thing that you'll notice is that she's rather small for a Figma figure. As she's supposed to be in the body of a child, it's nice to see that she scales well with the other Figma figures, similar to other child characters in the Figma line such as Sakura and Mayoi. However, due to her smaller size, the joints do look a tad bit more obtrusive than on a regular sized Figma. Simple as she is though, the details are once again immaculate and accurate. All of the bows are there, including the ones on her back and neck. The shape of her hair is perfect from any angle, and the green bracelet that she sports on her arm is actually molded as a separate piece made of translucent plastic, so be careful not to lose this when you're exchanging her hands. Most importantly, her expression is brilliant. This captures Shinobu perfectly. She is slightly bemused and bored, both born out of her age and arrogance. In terms of articulation, we have the Figma standard, which is to say excellent. Her head can move forwards and backwards, rotate side to side, and pivot side to side this way slightly. Her shoulders are on a double joint. There's a ball joint at the body itself and a regular swivel joint at the shoulder itself. This really allows for a greater range of more natural fluid motion. The elbows can move forwards and backwards, and she can rotate left and right at the elbow. Her hands are still the old Figma hand designs, which only have 2 points of articulation, a wrist rotation, and a bend. As a matter of interest, all newer Figmas copy the SH Figuarts style of wrist articulation, where they have an added point of wrist rotation at the hand itself. She does have a really good ball-jointed waist. As for her dress, it's made of soft PVC, so they won't interfere with the leg articulation. As for the legs, they can move forwards and backwards, in and out. They can rotate side to side. The knees bend a great deal, very human-like. As for the feet, they can move forwards and backwards, rotate, and pivot side to side this way as well. Moving on to her accessories, she does unfortunately come with relatively few. By far, the coolest accessory is the very recognizable replica of the katana Kokoro Watari, also known as the Oddity Killer, that played a rather significant role in a number of episodes. It's extremely long and looks really impressive, especially when compared to Shinobu herself. Sadly, she only comes with one other facial expression, which is her laughing. Honestly speaking, this is the most disappointing aspect of this package as a whole. With someone as animated as Shinobu, I'd love for her to have come with at least one or two more faces, a serious expression for use with her katana, and even one with her smirking or being smug. As it is, the only way to get the sideways looking facial expression is to buy the Fix version of her, the Figma scaled non-jointed figure. Next up, as she is a vampire, she comes with her signature sun hat. The hat itself is molded to the contours of her head and fits snugly enough not to fall off even when turned upside down. Last but not least, we have her exchangeable hands. We have two close-fisted hands, two hands that allow her to hold on to the Kokoro Watari, and two donut-holding hands with one of them being half-eaten. Of course, what would a Figma figure be without the really versatile 3-jointed stand and a Ziploc bag, which is extremely useful for keeping all of your accessories in order. In conclusion, while she doesn't seem to offer much, Shinobu is definitely a worthwhile investment for any fan of the Monogatari series, both as a standalone figure and as a complement to any of the other Monogatari Figmas. After all, she's one of the most charismatic and important characters in the series, and her influence will only be expanded upon in the Kizumonogatari films. While she is lacking in terms of accessories, the quality of the figure is top-notch, and she does make up for it by simply being that awesome of a character. Hopefully, we'll also be getting a Figma figure of her original form. So, this is Acta saying, see you guys in the next episode. Ever want to buy from online stores or bid on auction sites that only ship to Japan? Well, Samurai Buyer is the solution. They are an easy-to-use proxy service that allows you to access those rare and exclusive items and amazing deals. Simply register for free on their website and you're good to go. Items that you purchase through them get shipped to them, which they then ship to you. It's as simple as that. You can even use their website's search engine to immediately find what you're looking for. In addition to links to their website where you can buy this figure and many more, there's also an exclusive coupon code that you can use to get 50% off service fees in the description below. So, this is Acta really saying, see you guys in the next episode. Originally known as Kishshot Acerora Orion Hato Anda Bledo. Oh dear, I'm never gonna get that right, am I? The head itself is molded to the contours of a head and fits snugly enough. Evidently not. Yep, still prefer the old ones.